guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. Have you ever done some things for a long period of time and then finally you are done with it? And then once you're done with it, your brain just go blank. That literally means you don't know what to do now. My example is I've been working on my website day and night, right? Sometimes I even wake up in the middle of the night working on my website. And now when it's finally done, I actually don't know what to do now. Of course, there's a lot of things I can do, but it's just hard to get back to my normal pace. But anyway, today I'm going to do the episode supposed to wrap up last week, but I'm going to do it this week. Today I'm going to talk all about crystal. So basically, it's throughout the time, people ask me all kind of questions about crystal, and I'm hoping I can wrap it all up and answer it to you all. So before I begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today we want to talk about crystal. Last week we talked about a shield. Shield is sometimes emergency case. We will want to create a shield for ourselves to protect ourselves from the, like bigger impact of our energy or things like that. Creating shield is okay, but it's understand, I mentioned it, it's also kind of energy draining. So I don't really recommend you guys to always create a shield like, oh, what the heck of it, let me just create a shield, right? There's a couple guidelines that I also mentioned on the last episode too. So in this episode, I will actually introduce crystal. Crystal is actually a more calm, soothe, and then easier way to filter your energy. So not only just filter your energy, it will also filter outer energy. So if you want to know which color will go, I'll refer to my previous episode. I feel like I talk about colors all the time. People probably get really tired of me now. But today we're just really gonna focusing on answering all kind of questions about crystal. As I believe I mentioned before, all kind of elements from Earth, you will be able to use your thought to change their property. Property mean, they may come with some, they act as a medium. So what happens is you can use your thought, put your thought into that, and then they can change the property of it, such as you can change the property of the wood, or you can change the property of the light, you can change the property of the water, or the rock, etc. So basically all kind of elements of Earth, you do have ability to use your thought or intention to change the property. Other than that, they also act as a medium as they can filter or they can store your the energy of it. It depends on what kind of thought you put into it or what kind of intention you put into it. You want them to work as you. So in this case, crystal, which is very commonly used, like people use that. Longest time people say, oh, you should wear, this color of crystal, you should wear that color of crystal. You ever wondering why? Because crystal, they actually, from my observation, it does work as a medium. Not only it will store the energy, but most likely if you use upon the body, it helps you filter the energy. For example, if my energy is a little bit, heavy green, but I really want some new idea or something like that, I might want lighter green, right? So in this case, I might choose a lighter green rock, which would be all kind of lighter green rock, to help you filter out that darkness inside your energy. So it can slowly, throughout the time, not like shield, such as big impact, throughout the time, slowly help you filter out like darkness in your green. So, believe it or not, I actually have something that I can perfectly show you. The ball. Remember we're talking about like soul, body, we are like walking light bulb. This is like the perfect thing. Well, not really, it doesn't. So you guys all seen one of those before, right? So basically, this is imagine this is your body, and then inside there, that's your soul. Your soul can radiate light or anything out. This is not a perfect example because really our energy don't really function this way. It kind of go into circulation. But here, I'm going to show you. We all know how this works, right? If you put your finger and then you will see, all the energy will go directly to that medium, right? What I'm trying to say is rock, anything of the nature elements of the earth, function exactly the same. Like just assuming you're walking light bulb, you're walking this way, and then you're gonna carry a crystal with you, right? Like it can be just a decoration, it can be a keychain, it can be anything, but that's somewhere around your radiation. And then now you will see what happened is all your energy will tend to be attracted by this, and it does work this way. So I was quite amazing that I can actually show you visually. It actually works this way as human too. So if you carry something, crystal, somewhere around your radiation, all the energy you come in or all the energy you filter out will somehow, let's say, usually our energy just flow like this without any medium, right? Now I bring one medium. What it does is when you go out, it will actually go through the rock before you go out. Or anybody want to throw energy to you, actually go through the rock, land into you, because somehow you are placing, different station around your body, so that therefore all the energy will go through this rock. So in the crystal on that bowl is a perfect example. I can show it to you. So what I'm trying to say is all elements on earth serve that purpose. Serve that purpose means whatever you carry, it will help you filter your energy. So now if you understand in regard of color what element refer to my previous episode, I'm going to talk about this forever. Now I'm going to answer all the questions. How big do your crystal have to be? Believe it or not, it doesn't have to be big. It can go as big as soybean size. It will serve just the same effect as it will on a big rock. Sometimes people like to carry a really big rock on them. What I'm saying, you don't have to. My perfect size for you to carry around is somewhere between your pinky size. Just look at your pinky, because everybody's different, to your thumb. So somewhere between here to here, any size between this is almost perfect for you. It's enough to filter your energy. Now you will say, how long would it slowly take effect? I would say it would roughly take about 7 days for you to slowly feel a little bit different. So it's not like, hey, I carry a crystal and right away I feel different. No, it doesn't. It actually take about 7 days or so, because it was such a gentle way of filtering your energy. So it does take some time. So sometimes, how do I know my my crystal is working or not? Crystal is same as every natural mineral, like silver, for example. Silver, if you continuously wearing it, it will become very shiny. You know that, right? But if you don't wear it, it sometimes get tarnished, it get dark, it get black. So same thing as crystal. Crystal is, if you're wearing it, and then this crystal is actually working with your energy, right? Let's say if your energy is perfectly, working well with it, your crystal is supposed to be very shiny. It looks shiny. It would be same as jade. We all know if you're healthy, you're wearing jade, it will look very shiny. When you are very sick, it will dull. So it's the same thing as crystal. How do you know it's time for you to clean? You don't really throw it away. You can actually clean them. Is when your crystal actually become dull, then you know, well, it's probably about time for me to give it a clean, because what happened is throughout the time you probably absorb all kind of energy, and then good or bad. So therefore, it start storage those kind of energy, right? And then what you want to do is you don't want to filter. It's like we all know how air filter is, right? You cannot continue using it, because I'm literally using you as an air filter, so energy filter. So now if you're getting dirty, what should I do? I should clean you. So there's a very easy way to clean the crystal. How do you do that? You can first wash your crystal, throw a pinch of salt, preferable sea salt, into your water, because you do want to restore the energy. You do want to bring all kind of nature element into it. So you want to wash it with water, pure water, not soap, not anything, but water with a pinch of salt. Soak it there for a little bit, wash really nicely, and then you want it to be air dry. Air dry to somewhere, now you try to collecting wind energy. So now if you understand, you try to collect water energy. Now you try to collect wind energy because you want the air dry. Now you want to place it somewhere like you can also be bathed under the ray, under the sun or under the moon. You know what I mean? So you want to have it bathed to restore the energy from the nature, which is sun, which is ray, which is moonlight. Let it dry for 24 hours. So basically, your crystal will be restored back to the energy like it was before. Then that means you can continue wearing it, right? So of course, throughout the time, people will say, how do I know when it's the time for me to change the color? Because based on different stages of life, as I mentioned before, your energy change, right? Your aura change. And then there are different periods of your time. You might be drawn for different thing, or you might have different thing inside you. Very simple. What are you attracted to? Like you all know, right? For a period of time, hey, I like blue, but all of a sudden I seem to like purple. Hey, all of a sudden I seem to like yellow. Go with your feeling. So usually I actually strongly believe every one of us are guided by our spirit guide. So they will tell you what fit you the best. So do go with that. And some people will say, hey, but they change color. For some reason, my crystal that I bought seems to change color. As I say, it's very likely because your energy. Let's say if I have a blue in the solid color, you don't usually see it. I would suggest you guys, a beginner, don't start with a solid color because you guys all know, right? With very strong solid color, you will, when you filter, you don't really get that pure, clean energy. It's stronger. So go with very clear one to begin with. But some people will say, hey, let's say if right now my energy is kind of yellow, but then I'm carrying a blue crystal because I really want that kind of force, like give me like strength, power, right? And then after a while, it seems to turn a little bit greenish. Don't panic. Seriously, don't panic. It's just simply because that's what your energy is, right? So it slowly help you filter out and combine the color. That's why the color will change. If I do to nature, can I put my crystal in river or small clear creek to wash them? You could, but just let you know, they don't really contain, just throw a pinch of salt. All I'm saying is the salt actually restores the energy of the ocean. So even though you can go as nature as you want, really, you can wash it in the creek and all that. But what I'm saying is throw a pinch of sea salt that really would benefit your crystal a little bit more. What I'm trying to tell you is try to restore as much elements or energy, right? Because that's really how the crystal is formed. They absorbing all kind of energy and have all kind of color in them for you to use. So anyway, just for wash wise, that's okay. What other thing I can say? Okay, if some of you saying, well, but I kind of like where I am right now, and then I don't particularly like any color or anything like that. You can always go with clear crystal. What does a clear crystal do is it actually magnify what you already have. Let's say, hey, I'm kind of like what I am, but if I can just accelerate from here and like myself even more. That's the case. I would say try to use the clear one, like transparent one. That is what that kind of crystal would do to you, which at least throughout the time I see how that does to people. And also people ask me, can they use white or black? Yes, you can use white or black with cautions. With cautions. When people have way too much white element, the symptom for people who got way too much white energy in them is it's like they daydream all the time. You know what I mean? They daydream all the time and it seems like they're very unrealistic, or they tell you things like you feel like they're up there, it's never grounded. This is a time you may want to consider a little bit black, but as I say, not too much black. You can always blend it into different color and become darker color of that. So in no circumstances, I at least for me, I don't usually give very solid color to people. I give it a try a couple times, but then I realize the effect is way greater than I needed. So that's why I compromise myself to give them a darker shade of that color. So anyway, did I answer all the questions? I think I answer more. If you guys have any more questions, just leave it to me because it's too many questions, so I cannot remember it all. So I'm just quickly sum it all up. Instead of creating shield for yourself, which does require your energy to continuously feeding that shield to protect you, really the best way I can suggest you using crystal. Crystal give you very gentle, soothing, and then very slow filtration, which would be actually easier for your body to absorb, and also its nature, right? So in regard of the size, things like that, you don't really need too big. Let me sum it up. Somewhere between your pinky to your, not the whole one, but the first section of it, that's almost ideal to anybody. So if you have a kid, just look at their pinky, look at their thumb, then you roughly know what kind of size is good for them. And then how to restore it. How do you know your crystal is healthy? As I say, same as Jam, any stone, any natural stone, if it interact with you, it's perfect. Hey, we kind of like each other, everything seems to work so well. Your crystal will shine. You have that natural glow in them, it shine. So when it dull, it's about time to wash it. Wash it. Don't just throw it away. Oh, it doesn't work anymore. So does crystal gray make difference? Higher gray the better, or it doesn't matter? It doesn't really matter. I mean, I try all kind of gray. The function is the same. They are crystal that actually contain better energy, but that doesn't mean when you test it, scientific test it, they are better grade. No, it's actually they contain better energy, and usually you can feel it. It's at least if you're psychic, you can feel. You can feel like the rock is talking to you or something, or they have an energy of their own. So you will see, I mean, the better you guys are with your senses, you will know when you go to do some crystal shopping, you will feel some crystal seems to continue calling you. It's like, come here, buy me, or something like that. I know it's really freaky, but it does happen. So the chances those crystal and raw probably contain the great energy throughout the time, like people continue putting good thought. It sometimes can be the owner, sometimes can be the people who is handling them, because as I say, they do store energy. They do store the thought. So if you see those crystals seem to say, hey, buy me, the chances, they do have a better quality in that regard. So, okay. I hope I answer it all. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about this forever again. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, I see you guys next time. Bye.